Good evening. It is evening where we are, and it is raining. But anyway, greetings from MTG Media Crew. I'm hanging out with Kabelo, aka Kapsa the Small. You can greet
Kabza the
everyone.
Rana.
Kapsa the top runner. Kapsa the
Hola,
top
hola,
runner.
hola.
So today, okay, we're going to do an introduction.
Oh, no. You're fine. You shout.
I thought maybe you wanted to add Woody Takazelo, the red.
It's a MTG.
I don't know, yours.
No, we're all good. We are all MTG. We're here to share knowledge. That's all.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. Anyway, so tonight we are talking about a very important topic, a topic on long runs. We have been going up and down, doing races, qualifying, training. We have been increasing mileage, but we are at the peak of Comrades training.
Yeah.
But today we just want to unpack the nitty-gritties of the long run.
Mm.
What is this long run, and should we be doing long run, and how important is this long run?
Yeah.
So, Kabelo, what are your views then?
When it comes to your main Comrades long run, the idea of the long run is it's a dress rehearsal for Comrades. So you are basically preparing yourself and doing things that you are going to be doing on race day.
Okay.
So whatever your plan is for race day, you test that plan at the Comrades long run.
Okay.
So with that being said, what that means is that what you are going to be wearing at Comrades, chances are you wear the same thing. Try by all means to run with those shoes that you're going to be running the race in. Try by all means to wear that vest, those shorts, the socks, and everything else, the hydration vest that if you're going to be using. So that when you get to race day, it does not give you problems. And that Comrades long run, if you execute it properly, it's also exercise for your mind. It's also psychological as well,
Okay.
because if you see around, most running groups, clubs have advertised that they are hosting long runs, and mostly these long runs are 50K and above, which it's okay, right? As long as you use it as a Comrades dress rehearsal.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you said earlier on that it's where you're going to test your plan.
Yes.
So dress rehearsal, but maybe highlighting the word plan.
Yes.
So you've touched the one aspect of the plan, which is your clothing, basically.
Yes. Yeah.
Your shorts, your socks, so that you don't get new socks that will give you blisters after 5 kilometers.
100%.
Your
yes.
cap is not going to be too tight. The next thing you have a headache before you even reach halfway point. But maybe let's touch another aspect in terms of your pace. So in terms of running this 50K, the 60K, 65K, whatever the point, whatever the distance that you're going to be doing.
Yeah.
Pace wise, what should you be targeting? But in targeting it, how do you come to deciding what is my race pace, basically?
Okay. When it comes to pacing, my view is pacing is the most important thing for Comrades, right? Maybe not only for Comrades, even for marathons, but it becomes even more crucial for Comrades because of how long Comrades is, right?
Yeah.
If you get your pacing wrong, you are out there for a very long time, right? And you are going to suffer for a very long time. So when it comes to pacing, firstly, you must have a target, right? And your target must not be something that you just dream or it comes out of, you suck it from thin air. There are a lot of things that will possibly determine your Comrades target. And most importantly is your marathon time.
Okay.
So a lot of people would have qualified and would have run that qualifier ideally as fast as they can. They've prepared well for that qualifying marathon.
Okay.
And that qualifying marathon should give you an indication of what your target is. Okay. So there are formulas out there. I will not go into all the different formulas and calculating. There might be is 2.5 times your marathon time, or whatever the case is. Another school of thought is that the average time of Comrades is usually about a minute or a minute and a half slower than your marathon time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you can use those two school of thoughts, and I would also suggest that you research that even further, because that gives you a good indication of what your time will be for Comrades. Let's say I ran a marathon, and my average pace was around 6 minutes per K.
Mhm.
Chances are for Comrades, I'm going to be running at around 7.5,
Okay.
7.5, around about there, or between 7 and 7.5. That will be my target Comrades pace.
Okay.
Right. So yes, it sounds slow because most of the runs that you've done, you've been running faster than
At a
that.
faster pace.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you've been running
Yeah.
5:30, you've been running 5 minutes, whatever the case is. But remember, you are out there for a very long time. So because you are out there for a long time, you have to manage that energy. And how you manage it is you drop your pace,
Mhm.
and then you try and keep that pace for as long as possible.
Okay.
Yeah, Comrades, now because this year we've got the uprun, I think probably the first 30 Ks, you're going to be mostly climbing, right? I think I normally tell my other MTG friends that the first 42 Ks of the Comrades is the hardest marathon you'll ever run because you are mostly climbing.
Mm.
And because of how tough it is in the first part of Comrades, you have to take your time. You have to relax. You have to drop your pace. You have to manage your energy. And that's how you should think about your pacing. And remember, because Comrades is so long, there's no way you're going to be running at that pace continuously for the whole race. At some points, not even some, many points, you're going to be walking.
You're gonna have to drop it down.
Yeah, you have to drop, and even on the hills, most of the hills you'll probably be doing run walk. There's a lot of walking that happens in Comrades, and walking also sort of increases the pace, right? You'll be panicking as you're running that my average pace is 6 minutes, but now I've been walking, suddenly it's 6:10. That will happen. Don't panic. Stick to the plan. Keep at it. There are sections that you will be able to run, and nice sections the way you will be able to run, and chances are you'll be running faster than your average pace that you have targeted. And therefore, over time, the pace will normalize and you will get it right. But what is important is don't don't think of a time that might eventually give you challenges. Remember that 1 to 1.5 minutes slower than your marathon time. I think Coach Perry said 2 or 2.5 times your marathon time, something like that. Just stick to those because those are tried and tested, and those will help you come up with a target time for your Comrades. From there, then you'll be able to build your plan.
I think the other thing is don't try and run a target that you have not trained for.
100%.
Most importantly.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. Yeah. Just because Mavatu is going to be running a Bill Rowell there, and
Then you want to.
And I'm a Robert Mchali candidate. Now suddenly I want to run with you at Comrades and run.
Yeah.
After you're going to blow. It's going to be very tough. You go to Polishos, you'll be walking that whole heat. Yeah.
So you see, when you were talking about the first 42 kilometers of Comrades Marathon are probably the toughest.
Yeah.
So it makes me think that maybe at some point in time we need to do another sit down where we just unpack the route.
Yeah.
What are you going to find in certain spots? What should you be doing? What type of hills? And just the strategy. looking at the route itself.
Yes,
Maybe we
yes,
can do that.
yeah.
But going back to that plan that we were talking about,
Yeah.
that the long run,
In the long run, yes.
yeah, that in a long run you are supposed to be now trying to look at your plan, your Comrades Day or your Comrades Race plan.
Yeah.
So we touched on clothing, we touched on the pace.
Yeah.
You also spoke about something, the race packs, the backpacks that we'll be carrying.
Yes.
What should be in there, one, but also as you are trying to find nutrition along the way,
Yeah.
how should you be planning that? But basically, do you need a nutrition plan even? And to a certain extent, how should that look like?
Okay.
And how do we relate that to the long run?
Yes. Okay. So, as part of your main Comrades plan, you are going to think about what are you going to be eating, what are you going to be drinking along the route.
Okay.
Your body needs fuel. You cannot run the whole day without eating, without fueling. Right? Comrades is mostly about managing energy, and you manage your energy based on what you are going to fuel with throughout the day. So that's the same with your long run. What you are going to be doing, like I said, what you're going to be doing in Comrades, you're going to do you're going to test it out in your main Comrades long run. So when it comes to fueling, I cannot stress this enough. This is so important, right? You need to start fueling before your body tells you, because by that time it's too late.
It's too late, yeah.
So you start fueling as early as possible. Basically, even if the plan comes to every water point, you're going to be doing something, you're going to be eating something or drinking something, then so be it, right? So what is important is you mostly, as endurance runners, we mostly fuel on carbohydrates, right? And you try and mimic what you're going to be getting at Comrades. Comrades, they normally serve, you'll get bananas, you'll get potatoes, you'll get maheo, you'll get Coke. I think we might be getting thirsty, those
oh yes,
yeah, those
the
thirsty
thirsty drinks.
Yeah. This is mostly what we'll be getting. And if you're somebody that uses gels, try and get those gels, so that you can practice your long run using those gels. And usually the advice is that you'll be taking a gel every 25 to 30 minutes.
Okay.
And that creates another problem whereby if it's every 30 minutes and you are running for 87 kilometers, that is a lot of gels.
A lot of things.
So you need a strategy on how you're going to carry your fuel. So chances are you might have a hydration vest that has pockets, and you'll fill all your gels in those pockets of the hydration vest. You might have pants that have pockets. There are some nice running trail running pants that normally have bigger pockets so that you can carry a lot more fuel. So I'd advise that people must just go to different shops and check that out. Decathlon has some funky pants, have nice big pockets, and so forth. Just make sure that you don't get to a point where your body is telling you that you need to fuel. What happens with the body is that as you keep running, the body sends blood to where it's needed the most. Okay. So because you are running, blood is needed the most in your legs. So majority of the blood goes to your legs. Therefore, in the later stages of the race, it becomes difficult to digest solid food. So if your plan is to have meals, I suggest that at least have meals earlier on. If you're going to have solids, at least have solids in the first part of the race.
Yeah.
And then in the latter part, then you can start taking other things, right? If you're going to be using gels the whole race, that's fine. That's good enough for you. The same thing with your Comrades long run. Make sure that if you're going to be running a 60K, at least maybe half of the race, try and take in solids. The other half take in whatever that you're going to be carrying on you on Comrades Day. Because ultimately you must utilize the fuel. Rely on yourself, right? Because one thing that I've seen is that I've got a running club that will be at 70. or at 40, at
Yeah.
70, or anything like that. There are so many people on the Comrades route. Chances are you might miss those guys. So during your Comrades long run, try and train to be self-sufficient. Carry your nutrition, carry your fuel. I know clubs normally organize water points with food and everything. Fine, you can do that, but try and rely on yourself. One thing that I didn't speak about is hydration, right? Know yourself. Now, I know myself. I know that when I sweat a lot of salt. So you'll see after a race, I'll be white all over. So therefore, I'm losing a lot more sodium than other people. So therefore, I make sure that every hour or whatever the case is, but for me, I usually target for at least every hour, I'm going to be taking some form of hydration session that has a high concentration of sodium,
Right.
potassium. Some have magnesium and so, but the most importantly, the sodium content, because you lose more sodium than the other minerals. So I try and replenish that. The moment your sodium goes down and you don't replenish, then your muscles do not work as they should. You're gonna feel, even though you are fueling, you're taking your gels and everything, you will still feel that fatigue sets in a bit faster. Some gels have sodium in it, but in most cases, the sodium inside the gels is usually very low. So you need to try and carry some form of a hydration sachet that you're going to use along the roads. Chances are you're going to mix it with water and then you're going to drink that. And then you're going to make sure that your hydration is also on point. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I like that you're also touching on Comrades Marathon itself.
Yeah.
That there's going to be a lot of people. It happens that you have a friend that's supposed to give you something, but you can't find them.
Yeah.
So try to make sure that when you are running a long run, you have that in mind.
Yeah.
That if it happens that I'm carrying everything for myself, how will that look like and how will that feel like? And then you also spoke about pens. So we're not saying people must go out and buy brand new pens that they're not going to try before Comrades. So if you're buying pens that has pockets and you want to try and practice that, do it. Try and incorporate that into the long run. See if those pens will work for you. They're not going to give you problems. They're not going to be itchy. They're not going to have something funny that's happening. Yes. Okay. So I think we've touched on most of the things. We've spoken about the pace. We've spoken about nutrition. With nutrition, we also added hydration, very important. And in the beginning, we also spoken about clothing. And I think we were just reiterating that point now, that clothing is important because that is what is on you, what makes you, what can irritate your body or what can make you uncomfortable. I think we've covered most of the good points.
I think before we close, I'll just reiterate one more time that people, when they run not only Comrades but even marathons, they underestimate the amount of fuel the body needs. Right? When you read around, they say at least target around 60 grams per hour of carbs. Studies are coming out where even higher levels of carbs help in performance, right? If you targeting between 60 and 90, I would say that is more or less the ideal range, between 60 and 90 grams of carbs per hour. That is a lot. Think about 60 grams of carbs. If you buy a gel, let's use example 32 GI, which is roughly 20 grams. That means it's three gels in 1 hour. And you are running out there.
1 hour,
You are running out there for over 10, 11 hours. So that is a lot of gels. That gives into perspective that how much fuel the body really needs. So think about it when you are selecting your gels, when you are selecting what you are drinking, what you are eating on the road. Always read the carb content and try and calculate your race fuel based on that range of between 60 and 90 grams of carbs per hour.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was trying to imagine it in food. in food context?
In food
How would that
context,
look
I
like?
think they normally say that one banana has roughly about one full banana has roughly 30 grams of carbs.
Okay.
Yeah, one full banana. And on the race, usually you don't get a full banana, you get bits and
Yeah,
pieces. So you
cut.
must take a couple of pieces. And people love maheu. Please read the amount of carbs that are in maheu per 100 mil or for something like that. It's important to get the fueling right, right? So that you can enjoy your race.
So that you know that if I've taken a cup,
Yeah.
this cup equals to what I need, or I need to take
or,
two.
or I need to take, yes, or you need to take two, or take one banana and one cup, or one cup of maheu and another cup of Coke. All those things are all, they've got, all of them have carbs. So try and get a good combination that your body tolerates and that you can sustain over a long period of time. So your long run is the best place to test all of those things out.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think we've covered most of the points.
Yeah.
And we're also committing that we'll come back again and just look at the Comrades race itself.
Yeah, we'll unpack the race
beginning
end to
and
end. Yeah.
what should you be doing? How should you be planning?
Yeah.
And what can happen? What can go wrong? Just so that you plan better.
Yeah.
Okay. I think we can wrap this one.
All right.
Good. Thank you very much for watching.
So much.
Until we meet again.
Cheers.
Sharp.
MTG.